Everybody's asleep. I get the whole house to myself now, and I'm back in the garage with the same clothes, and I'm working on adjusting the valve, the rocker arms and the valves. Now I'm going to be a little controversial on this, and people have their own opinions on this, and this is what I do, and you can do whatever you want to do. 9 times out of 10, if you're adjusting the rocker arms, you can have the intake manifold on and you're not going to see what's going on inside the valley. So most people just say go down to 0 lash, and I'll explain it later on, and then do a quarter turn, half a turn, or whatever it is. Now if I'm installing a new cam and lifters, or even a new cam with the old roller lifters as what this motor has, is that the one thing that I always like to do is I always like to bleed down the lifters and get all the oil out of them. And let me explain why. It's easier to see what's going on with the plunger. 2, you can see if you have a sticky plunger or a bad lifter or something not working right or anything along those lines. And 3, it's easier to adjust to get equal amounts of adjustment on all of them, or at least see where you are for the lifter travel. The plunger into the lifter travel for hydraulic lifters. Now, if you have a mechanical lifter with no hydraulic or or anything like that, then this does not apply at all whatsoever. So let me explain what I'm going to do. For these type of rocker arms, you just need 2 basic tools: an Allen head or whatever that the top nut, the locking nut is, and a proper size wrench to lock it down. Different rocker arms require different things. If you have just a regular rocker arm without the poly locks, you're going to have just a single nut in there, and that's very easy to do. These are easier, I believe, in my opinion, to adjust because there's no tension on the bolt until you lock it down, so you have a good feeling of what's going on. And let's get into it. Okay, for this shot, I brought the camera in super tight, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the top of the rocker arm, and hopefully this will come out to show you what the plunger looks like as the push rod is pushing down while it's not in hydraulic mode. That means there's no oil in it and it's just 0 lash. So we can see that that's how much we have to go somewhere in the middle so this oil can actually fill up the lifter and make a hydraulic connection or a hydraulic cushion of oil to help actuate these valves. And there's a check valve in there that allows it so you don't hear the valves tapping and all that kind of stuff. But this is the basic understanding of what I'm doing here. Shakiness, it's hard to get this. Okay, so we got that established. All right, so the next step is to, there's a million videos of this, and still people ask questions about this all the time. So what is 0 lash, or zeroing out the actual hydraulic lifter before you actually adjust it? It's a very simple method. All you're doing is releasing all the pressure. Now the lifters have to be down on the bore, and the lifters have to be on the flat surface of the cam. And by how you can tell that is that basically the lifter is sitting flat in the bore, and both of them are flat basically. So it's very simple knowledge, very simple, easy to figure out. So basically the lifter is, nothing's touching the lifter. Nothing is touching the push rod, everything's loose. The lifter is all the way down the bore. That means it's on the base circle of the cam. It's not lifting or coming up or going down or anything like that, so it's flat. And basically all you're doing is screwing down the rocker arm. Now most of you are not going to have the intake manifold off when you're doing this, but you can grab it from either here or here. Just for this purpose, I'm trying to exaggerate to show you. And you can see I'm slowly turning it. It's getting closer. And it's dragging slightly. That is 0 lash. I mean, that is all the lash is taken up in there. You're not pushing down onto the plunger. So again, it's much easier to do this without the intake manifold on, but this is the explanation, or this is the reasoning why you want to zero it out like this. Now, for your standard small block Chevys, depending on the lifter manufacturer, all that kind of stuff, that is a controversy, whether it's a quarter turn, half a turn, 3/4 turn, a full turn, or like that. Standard, I usually do, is a quarter turn. I'll go in there and adjust it again, but very simple, quarter turn. Okay, now let me back up before. Now, since it has 0 lash, now look at what I can do. That's the plunger. That's why I like to take the oil out of the plunger, so I know where I sit on the plunger and how much play I have. So now I'm going to do a quarter turn. Now we're going to see how much play we have. See how it's getting less? So let's do a half a turn. Now it's getting tighter now. That's about it. So you could do quarter, half a turn. I usually do initially half a turn, but I'm just showing for the actual demonstration. Quarter turn is usually plenty for like a high performance engine or anything like that, because you're going to have the pump up of the lifter. You can have valve train expansion and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So just go back again. Let's start again. Very simple. No lifter. I mean, nothing on there. Going down, feeling the push rod drag ever so slightly. Okay. Again, I'm not engaging the plunger. Quarter turn. Let's just do a half a turn for all you keyboard warriors out there. Now, with the poly locks, it's a little bit tricky because sometimes they like to come loose and everything like that. The regular nuts that they use in small block Chevys, they're self-locking nuts. They're easy to actually, you know, once you tighten them down, they don't usually back out unless they're worn out or anything like that. So let's show how to actually tighten this down. It's just so much harder to film than it is to do. Okay, so now we've adjusted to half a turn. There's special tools out there, but all you need is an Allen wrench and a regular wrench here. So what you're doing is basically you're locking these two nuts together. So this is separate. See how it comes out? And that's why you like the specialty tools, because they don't come apart and you're not chasing them around all night. But whatever, it is what it is. This is Monkey's Garage here. So you can see the top nut here. This is what it looks like. Oh, this is the locking nut that locks it against the pedestal. So what the tricky part is that you got to swedge the two together. So a lot of times I already gave it a half a turn, so I'm going to come back just a little bit, and then I'm going to come and hit it, and then at the same time lock it into place. Now that's locked. Now you should still have play within the rocker arm. Very simple, very easy setup. Now we're going to do 15 more. All right, that was easy. So my whole theory about taking the oil out of the lifter, and I'll explain again why, because I know there's be a lot of people saying, oh, blah, blah, doesn't make a difference, blah, blah, blah. You should pump up the lifters, put them in a box. No, zero. I don't do that, even with brand new lifters. Now, after I'm all done tightening this up and everything, you see me switched over to this to actually jam the two nuts together, because my hands were getting a little too rough on the Allen head. Now, again, if you've never done this before, these type of poly locks, these are jam nuts. That means you need to jam the two together. That means that you're pushing down on one and pushing and bringing the bolt backwards to jam the two together, and you have to give them a nice good, you know what I mean? Because these are known to come loose. Okay, so my whole theory, and I'll show you why I did it the way I did it. Now, since this engine hasn't been oiled up or anything like yet, and I only gave it a half a turn, when the rocker arm or the push rod is on the base of the circle of the cam, everything's all nice pre-adjusted. So once that lifter fills up with oil, which is only going to take a few seconds because again we're going to pre-lube this engine, but if you're doing it in the car, take the fuel pump out, rotate the engine a few times, pump up the lifters or whatever you need to do if you're all worried about not having oil in the lifters. So basically tightened everything, so I'm going to go around again. This is the last chance to check the lifters to make sure that they're in good working order. And basically on each one of these that are on the base circle, you should be able to push down, and it should be like a little spring loaded there. That's already pumped up. Go around. And if you saw that I did it in order instead of the firing order, I just do one side of the engine and then do the other side. Do one side, rotate it, do one, just in case if I get stopped in the middle of something, I know I did, you know, I'm not chasing around the firing order. It doesn't make a difference. You can do it in the firing order, you can do whatever you want, whatever it is. I just go right down the cylinders and just turn the motor over and just do it as it is. But that's just how I do it. So now I'm going to come around to this one, do a full cycle. This is coming up. Let's go down. Got some play. See, you could go around and look at all of them. This is when you know you're kind of in the ballpark of everything. Now, the other reason why I don't like using a pumped up lifter is that if you over adjust it, you can hang the valve open, burn a valve, or have a misfire. And especially on a new engine, you want to kind of run right for the first 20 minutes or so. So that's another reason why that I like to take the oil out of the lifters. I can make another video out of it showing you how to deplunge it and all that kind of stuff, but that's just here or there. But that's just my opinion only. Have a nice day. Click like and subscribe. Peace.